Hello, today we're talking all about entrepreneurship. In this video, I talked to Steve from Entrepreneurship at Cardiff Met, who runs the department. Entrepreneurship is really important. It's a new part of the curriculum. So whether you're a teacher and you're trying to get some skills related to how could I teach entrepreneurship, or more commonly, a number of our graduates and students who are studying on our course have that moment where they're on placement and they think, I don't think I want to become a teacher. And that's absolutely fine. There's loads of our graduates who have left our course that don't become primary teachers, and Steve can help you to open up these wide world of possibilities where you could work with children or you could work with businesses within education, and he provides a number of case studies and courses to help you find your why. Okay, here's the video. Enjoy. We're here today with Steve and the Entrepreneurship team. Steve, would you mind just starting us off with what you do at the university and what your department does?
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, I head up the Centre for Entrepreneurship. So we're a small team of people, and our role is many and varied. At one end of it, it's supporting students and graduates who do want to start up their own business or social enterprise or charity. And to do that, we also help students develop their entrepreneurial mindset and their entrepreneurial competencies, which is something which is useful also in employment as well as if you're going to start your own organisation.
Yeah, and you've helped a number of our students. There are a number of students you've helped, graduates and just those that were on the course in primary ed studies, and they've really liked the support that you gave. Something that's really important, obviously, with the new curriculum is entrepreneurship is one of the four purposes. So, even if you're not thinking of starting up a business, entrepreneurship is so important if you're going to be a teacher. We were just talking about that earlier.
I'd absolutely agree with you, Nick. I'm a huge fan of the new curriculum. I've got two kids who are 7 and 5, and they're just going into that curriculum. I'm really looking forward to seeing it implemented. But yeah, this idea of enterprising creative contributors is really powerful. It's how we're going to develop the Welsh economy in the future and how we will solve some of those intrinsic problems in Wales around deprivation, is by having individuals who have got the confidence to take their ideas and implement them. Entrepreneurship is so powerful, and we need the next generation of teachers to have the skills and the confidence to instill that in young people at young ages. So it's a really exciting time with the new curriculum. There's loads and loads of support for implementing entrepreneurship education from primary through secondary and then through into higher education and then through into startup support as well.
Yeah, and I guess, as a teacher, we were just talking about this earlier, but the profession's changed, and as a teacher you have to be quite entrepreneurial in the way that you market yourself, the way that your presence is seen on digitally, how you market the school potentially. So all those skills they're really key to be a teacher now, a modern teacher in a school.
Yeah, we use something called the EntreComp framework. It came out of a large European study, but it breaks down entrepreneurship into 15 competencies. So there are things in there like learning from others, learning from experience, creativity, resilience. And as you say, these are all competencies which are really useful if you're going to go into teaching, or if you decide teaching isn't for you, but you want to stay involved in education. There are so many more opportunities to use the skills that you're learning now, but to implement those in a different way and to have impact in a different way.
I'm really glad you said that, because a lot of our students, they come onto the course and they're dead set. They want to be a primary teacher, and then they go onto placements and they see that, maybe I couldn't do that for the rest of my lives. And then they feel a bit trapped and they think, I don't know what else I can do. I just feel like I can only be a teacher. There's so many opportunities we were just talking about in that, education's not just about teaching. There's some brilliant case studies that you mentioned. So if you wouldn't mind sharing about some of those we mentioned earlier.
So yeah, I think two that I mentioned was Impact Innovation, they run CPD for teachers to help them implement the new curriculum, but they've also got a wonderful podcast which helps teachers remain up to speed and aware of the new development. So they are absolutely passionate about teaching, but had had enough of working in the classroom. So they've developed a business that's still related to teaching, still uses their skills, still uses their experience, but in a completely different way. And I also know of a number of entrepreneurs who, after a little bit of experience in the classroom, looked at some of the resources which were available for teachers and realized that there was an opportunity there to just develop resources which teachers could use within the classroom. It makes money for them, and teachers end up with much better resources than they could develop themselves. And there is a whole industry within resources, and there is a whole EdTech industry. It's one of the fastest growing technology sectors is EdTech. I haven't got an example that I can give you of that one, but trust me, it's where the future is.
Yeah, and there's just so many opportunities that are available to our students once they become graduates. And the opportunities that are available to be within education is just large, really. It's really exciting. So, go on.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we try and do as a centre is we're trying to build a community of entrepreneurship around the university, around our graduates, alumni, so that we can bring people together. So if we've got somebody with expertise in education, we can bring them together with somebody who's got expertise in business and somebody who's got expertise in tech. And those people working together as a team can actually develop a business or a social enterprise which can have real impact and be really successful.
Yeah. So I know that you support our current students, but you also support graduates. How do students get in touch with you? What's the best way to get in touch with your team?
So the best way to get in touch with us, we have our own email address, entrepreneurship@cardiffmet.ac.uk. But we have loads of events and activities going on. Everything from, I'm in a quiet office today because the rest of my team are over in the School of Management eating pizza and playing board games, just so that we can meet some students and have that gentle introduction to entrepreneurship. So have a look on MetHub, have a look at the events and activities that we've got going on, and come along to something. And then you'll get to meet one of the team. We can chat to you about what your aspirations are and what you want and what support you need. As well as those events activities, we've got some longer workshop series which last sort of 4 or 5 weeks, and they will help you develop skills or expertise in a particular area of entrepreneurship. You can make a support appointment. So if you've got an idea that you're working on, we will sit down, we'll talk to you on a one-to-one basis. And we have funding. So we are lucky to be sponsored by Santander, and I get about £40,000 a year, every year, which we use exclusively to support students and graduates to test ideas and then to start businesses and social enterprises. So we've got loads of support available. First thing to do, drop us an email, entrepreneurship@cardiffmet.ac.uk, or follow us on your favourite social media platform. We are Cardiff Met Ent. So Cardiff Met and then ENT. It's the same on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.
And I can put all these in the YouTube comments just so people can follow. But yeah, I mean, this is the whole point of this conversation, was just to flag to our students, other students who might be watching this as well, that, you know, if you're not maybe sure of what you want to do, definitely a conversation with your team is going to help them just maybe to spark some ideas. And just from our own graduates you've helped, it all started with a quick email to start the process.
Yeah, and I would just say to that, sometimes it doesn't feel like there's a direct link between primary education studies and entrepreneurship. But actually with the new curriculum and with all those opportunities out there, even though you may not think there's a direct link now, come to some of our events and activities and that might spark something in your head, and we really want to work with you. I love working with education students, and I love what you do working with young people and helping them to develop as well.
Great. Oh, well, thanks very much for your time. I'll put all the comments, all the contact details in the comments, and hopefully we'll be working with you quite closely over the next few months.
Thanks, Nick.
Cheers.